Hey everybody, good morning. Oh my goodness, tons of people here. David, Valerie, Larry, Michael, Dex, Sergio, Arturo, Svenborn, Michael, George, Goose. You're not out flying planes this morning? Alan, Al, Donald, Cliff, Craig, Kevin, Pat, Don, Alan, Tara, good morning. Philip, David, Scaglione. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you. Huh. How's it going? How's it going? I you weren't at the 30 minutes of awesome last night. I had a have a test drive on a Model Y Performance. Like there's the keys. If you've never been in a Tesla before, I'd never driven one before, and it's quite fun actually. Rongamer, usually in the chat here, he set me up on a test drive. Good buddy, and see there was the car. That's a picture from yesterday. Right here. And it was pretty sweet, pretty fun. And we drove around last night. We got some tacos at Taco Tuesday, and yeah, why not? Rongamer offering a 24-hour test drive. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, it was fun. I gotta take it back after the show here, and so the fun's over. And I'm not sure I want to afford that right now. May just wait for my Cybertruck whenever that happens. But hey, anyway, so those test drives are available, I guess, if you might be interested in one. I don't know if they'll let you have it for 24, but they'll certainly do overnight test drives. And Model 3s, Model Ys, maybe Model X's if your dealer has them, your local dealer. My local dealer is only like 3 miles up the road at the mall, in between where I live and here where I in my office. So anyway, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, not a recommendation to buy or sell anything at all. No financial instruments, no stuff from gurus, none of that crap, all right? Don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy futures, don't buy Forex, don't buy bonds, don't buy, cryptos, don't sell them, don't short them, don't long them, don't anything them. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. All right. If you need personal advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. And the whole point of this thing, I may never get another prediction right again. I try to do the best I can for you, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Occasionally, but tend to be more right than wrong. So make sure you're hooked up with somebody that is more right than wrong. That's why you're here, right? If you want to be part of the chat, part of talk to me while I'm live, click the link. Let me flip this over really quickly. Click the link right over here, right down here, the little green square says subscribe on it. Click that button and be a subscriber. Then while you're at it, give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, and click the bell with the doodads so you get maybe if YouTube thinks you'll watch it, you'll get notifications when I go live every single day, and there's a link in the description if you want to come join us in Discord later. You just have to expand it down. It's right under the video, right down there. And this is a video, so you can slide it back and pause and rewind, fast forward, all the good stuff right there. So, alrighty. Hey, Randy, Kevin, good morning, everybody. Let's flip back and talk about the economic data. Core PPI, excuse me. CPI came out yesterday. We had a big pop. Today, PPI coming in month over month flat. Right there. Core retail coming in a little positive. Empire State, well, that's not really positive for prices. I guess that was core retail sales. Core retail sales coming in a little positive, yeah. And get my numbers mixed up here. So core retail coming in a little positive, certainly better than we thought we were going to get. The estimate there. So thought we were going to get negative, and we got positive. So that was actually, I was actually thinking we'd get negative, and we got positive. So that's interesting. I guess the consumer's not being as weak as maybe everybody kind of thinking here. We might actually go a lot higher in the economy, actually support the market going higher. So Empire State Manufacturing Index right there. Where was the recession? Right there. you can see it. I mean, we did it. We're coming out. More than likely. I mean, little baby recession. This kind of went flat, you know. But, you know, recessions don't really show up in this one. So retail sales not really a great gauge for recessions. But that Empire State Manufacturing, that kind of, you can see it right there. Manufacturers had a hard time. Manufacturers had a hard time back here on that recession. And we pull this down and zoom it out a little bit. Look, I mean, every time we can go through one of these cycles, right? That, you know, the fact that they weren't all solid down, like that's the numbers getting cooked. But that thing was just about as long as the previous one over here. See it right there? Slide this on back. There you go. You can see it right there. We can't go back much further, it looks like. That prior one right at the end of the .com. Right there. That's interesting, right? Interesting. So, I mean, if all those bars kind of filled it out and rounded that, it looks. If you go off just the yellow ones, the orangey yellow ones, like it kind of matches what we had over here. So we might not be, you know, this recession, this big down that everybody's expecting. We might not do that. So, are you prepared for what's coming? I don't know. Now, the market could lead us to a bigger down, but you know, hey, at this point, look at this baby. Yesterday, showing some amazing strength. I was speculating that we may see some pullback action off of, look where we topped out back here in September. See where we stopped out there? We got that initial move down from July through August. Rallied back up, found some resistance, made a lower high. Then we went down and like everybody was pretty sure we were crashing on an epic crash. Got a little bounce and then final flush out. Now we're back up to that zone where we were in September. This is resistance. It would not surprise me one little bit to see a pullback off of here. And if you look at the futures, you know, we are still up 9, 10, but we did get a little pullback there on those retail sales numbers at 8:30. So just be careful. If we can clear this area, I mean, already we're above the key resistance and we're 70% likely to just go ramming right up here. And, but I don't think it'll be without a pullback. We don't hardly do anything without a pullback at all. Now, how big a pullback? That's the question. This little guy was, you know, this little guy, little gal, that little 1 day red candle. That kind of scares me a little bit because we had big up, 1 day red, big, you know, working on another big up. Cautious. That would be my, right now, this has not given me a good place to go long with any kind of leveraged way. I do kind of expect at least to come back and retest the key resistance. We could pop all the way up to the prior high from July before we get that retest of this high. I want to see it retest one of these zones. Like this one wasn't enough for me. That 1 day red candle didn't give me that warm fuzzy feeling that we're going higher. This actually looks like a corrective connector wave at this point where we just go straight up in one big fast move with no pullbacks at all. That looks like this could be a W wave, this could be an X wave, and we could get a Y wave. So right now it's got me on high alert that we could see if this whole move up is just a connector wave. I mean, this could be what we get into that first quarter. So definitely want to be careful here. All right. Careful, be careful, be careful. We could see that move, and it could be down to that 4,000 level right there. That's just an echo of that correction we had from July through October, late October, you know, late July through late October. We could do that again. It could go a little higher. Be careful. All right, everybody understand? Any questions on this? I'm just, there's not many bullish waves that just go straight up with, barely pulling back that have any ability to keep going. Now, I'm still bullish, and the odds are that once we got above that 618, we're going up here to 47.22. I'm just, if we pop right on up there and stop, that's not going to be super awesome. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of nervous about this. All right, we've gone up really far, really fast, with no pullbacks to speak of. One red day does not count as a big pullback. All right, we did kind of glance off of that when we popped up, and we may come back and retest this breakout. So, I just be cautious. All right. Now, if we jam this baby right on up and hit the 80 on the S5FI, that may be what we're doing. We may be jamming right up to the 80, and then we pull it back pretty hard. So watch out. All right. Remember, once we get above 80, if we get above 80, odds are we're coming back to 20. All right. I don't think we're like there. It's not crash setup yet. Now, if the scenario where we could get a crash, if we come up here and we do some sort of clear 5-wave down, a 3-wave up that makes a lower high than wherever we top right here, then we have the crash setup. All right, like we pull down, we make a 5-wave down, we make a 3-wave up, hold a lower high, exactly what we did right here. That's when I got like actually went short on some stuff, liquidated everything on that day right there. Liquidated virtually everything. And then we went down, and then I thought we were going to get all clear, but nope, we went down even further. I thought that was going to be the roadmap line bounce, and it faked me out a little bit. But, no harm, no foul. I was okay. I was flexible. Remember, it's not being wrong that cost you the money. It's staying wrong. I didn't stay wrong. I stayed flexible. And then I loaded up on SVXY when we did this and made a nice chunk of money when I liquidated it last week. So I don't think we're set up for crash. It just, the potential could be here. I'm still holding to my target up here. Still thinking we're going up here, but I just beware, be cautious right here. We don't get many of these straight up moves. Like, look right here. Even this one had a pullback in it, but this was like a straight up move, and then it went straight back down. That's what I'm concerned about. This one went straight up like that. One, like one red day in there, and then lower low. Looks like the market's open. Michael Burry went super short on SOXX, so I went long on SOXL. Let's see if that plays out. This looks pretty ripe. If NVIDIA and the others are going higher, this will be a market roadmap bounce on a move up through 24. I jumped it yesterday, looking for 32, possibly 37. Didn't make a big position, so. But that's where that alert just came from, is like confirming that we did, in fact, go higher than where we closed yesterday. I'm going to set an alert here. I'm going to set an alert here. And set an alert here. So if you want to copy me, that's like 28, 32, 37. And we may get a retrace back to the roadmap line. We did not break above this resistance right here. And see that gap down? That's resistance. Got to break above it. So there you go. Well, he didn't have $1.6 billion. So that's the thing. The headlines were he had a $1.6 billion trade. He did not. Not even close. What that is he had like 100,000 options that controlled, like, if you actually executed them or, claimed them, it would take $1.6 billion to control the shares of SPY and QQQ that he had. So they were kind of baking the numbers so it sounded like a crazy amount of money. But I mean, come on, dudes. You can buy like 10 options on Apple and control, a lot more money worth of notional. That's the thing. All those articles said notional. It's not the actual, he only bet like $10 million on it or something like that. When you actually look at what he did. Yeah. I don't have the exact number, but and he likely took a big hit on that because even during that grind down, we had both puts and calls were losing money. So, and we didn't go below. We didn't even get below the May crap down here before we started ripping off. So, anyway, what was that other alert I just had? TGLS. Yeah, baby. Come on. Come to Papa. This is a potential 1-2 setup. Like, this is a measured bounce, potential 1-2 setup. Look at this. Beautiful. Move up. Beautiful. Retrace right to the 618 level. I don't know why I have 2 fib lines on there. Let's remove one of them. That low, that high. Retrace, 618, held, breaking back above the roadmap line. I actually bought some shares because look how long this took. From July 22 to July 23, that took a year. This next move could take 1 to 3 years or even longer. I mean, could take 3 years to get up here. So I went long some shares. Once we break above the roadmap line, that's like a confirmation. We break above this, even more confirmation. Same fib lines apply this way. That resistance zone right there where we gap down, plenty enough, all applies. And then the target, the super aggressive target way up here, a target 61, 69, 97, and then potentially up here in that 120 area. So I think it's worth a shot. I bought some shares, and I'm just going to sit on them. That could be a 400x, 4 times my money on just shares. Pretty sweet opportunity. Am I saying it's going to do it? No, but it's the chart pattern that I love to trade. So there you go. We'll see if it works. Can it fail? Yeah, it can fail. There you go. That's opportunity. All right. Any more questions? Yeah. So the VIX dropping. Yeah. I mean, I got off SVXY because I didn't like the fact that S&P went up like it did. And I mean, right there, it's basically right there at the target. I mean, shoot. That's the conservative target right there at 94. We're scratching the itch there. And 98 would be the 70% likely to get out to the 98 area, and then only like 40% likely to go to 104 without getting a substantial pullback in there. All right. But, that's inverse to the VIX. So as the VIX drops out, I don't know what's going on outside. Good grief. Fire trucks going by. Yeah, fire trucks or the fire stations all the way by the interstates. I don't know. Anyway, VIX dropping back out. This is sloppy corrective and may make a lower low than what we saw right back here, which would push SVXY to a higher high. The SVXY is not a decaying asset. Like you've heard me talking about UVXY as a decaying asset. This one is not. So this one tends to go higher over the long term, whereas stuff like UVXY This one decays because of the rolling cost of staying long in a leveraged way. It decays to 0. VXX is also a decaying asset because of the rolling cost of staying long on something that doesn't trend. VIX, when we look at it and zoom out, look at this baby. It doesn't trend. Like, it's not going higher over the long term. It's going sideways. So this lends itself to SVXY being able to short it, and because it always kind of comes back, the decay on the contracts makes them money. Whereas UVXY, they're trying to stay long, but this thing never trends higher over a long period of time. It always comes back to the bottom. And we're looking all the way back to 1990. It's always coming back, So anything that's long VIX tends to, in any kind of way, any of the ETFs that are long VIX are going to decay towards 0 just by the carry cost. And certainly the leveraged ones like UVXY, I think TVIX, I guess that one went away. No. And that one went away, I guess. TV. Yeah, I can't remember all the other ones. I think TVIX blew up. Anyway. VIX, VIXIN. You can get the VIX is just the NASDAQ right there. VIXIN. Move is bond volatility. That one is increasing slightly. You want to know what the volatility on Apple is? There you go. So if you didn't know these things had their own volatility index, there you go. It's interesting stuff, right? All right. Circling back. Feels like feels like I can't focus today. Anyway, watch out for this Head and Shoulders to maybe complete here. Getting a little steep, but that can lead to a huge up if we complete it. Of course, maybe that's not what's going on. Maybe that was the weird head, shoulder, head, head, shoulder, head. I don't know. That's not a pattern. I'm just making stuff up. Anyway, we need a correction of some sort. There's no, while it can just keep rallying right out, history has shown we don't just keep rallying out. I mean, we just went through a period where we got, 8 up days in a row, and then we got the red day, and now we're kind of reset that count, and it's not likely that we just ram right out. Oh, look at that. NASDAQ already retesting. That may have been what we needed. Retesting that high from July. No pullback there either. So watch out. That may have been what we need. We may retrace before we can break on out. I mean, look at that. That's straight the freak up off the low. You got 2 red days in there. That flashes big caution to me that we could see a big dip, an outsized dip. I mean, we could possibly come back here. We could possibly just come back to the trend line. Yeah, we did kind of retest it there, but move away, retest the breakout, or try to break out, reject it, then break out. That would be normal. This is not normal so far. So I have a hard time being uber bullish at the moment. And Russell, this is the big cautionary thing here. All right. This is where, this is another thing that got me like a little nervous. Look right here. That's A equals C. This could be a corrective move up at this point. We're getting to the point where this could be a problem. I was wanting it to come up here, but stopping at 1830 and turning down, breaking below this low, we're probably not looking too good. So if we get below that low, not good on small caps. If we can hold up in here and break higher again, that's okay. If we break down below this, we can get an extension lower. And at this point, that extension lower, classic roadmap line bounce, we could be looking at 1586, possibly 1520. It's classic retrace to the roadmap line, lower. Oh yeah, crazy numbers. S&P up 15, Russell dancing red. I don't know, be careful out there. Oil, still working on this pullback. Nice pop up. Like to see a little retrace. This is it's actually healthy right here. This is what I wanted to see out of the S&P. More like where we get the initial move up, we get a retrace, and hopefully this holds somewhere right where we are. We break back above that 78, 74 level. This is game on. If we break back below 76, odds are we're going down. So there's our levels right here. We don't want to break below that. And if we bounce where we are and we break above this, we're probably going on up. So that and that. Edit. And let's put a uh-oh on this one. If I can edit it. Oh, cool. Just moving around. That's not what I wanted to do. Deleted it. Sweet. Freaking beautiful. Okay, now I have to. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that one stopped manually. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to edit. There we go. There we go. And save. And now we have it. There's the alert for breakout and breakdown. Remember, it's not staying wrong. It costs you the money. So that'll be my warning to get out of UCO. UCO I've already got. My warning. I may or may not decide to do it depending on what this price action looks like when we break down here. If it just dips and rips, that's okay. If it's looking like it's going to sustain the move, get out, reevaluate later, take your lump, don't lose all the money. GC, coming back down a little bit, which, I mean, that was a heck of a pop there. Retrace a little bit and go again. Could come back down in this 1950 area. We hold that and bounce, break above this, game on. Go retest this, go retest this. I mean, it's looking pretty sweet at this point on gold. This is a beautiful opportunity. Bitcoin rallying back above 36 this morning. A lot of cryptos hitting my alerts. A lot of micro altcoins hit my alerts this morning. We might go on another run. That may have been all the retrace we needed. I don't. It's hard to know on Bitcoin when it gets super bullish. It doesn't tend to do the big pullbacks that are normal when it gets irrational. And I think FOMO is going to kick in if we break through 40. So watch for a break of 40. If we break above that, we might get 45 very quickly. I think a lot of the miners, a lot of things are going to start happening if we get above 40. Ethereum, that may have been all the retrace we needed. Right back to the 618 area where we consolidated all freaking summer. Retrace to the top of it, and 23 should be the next stop. DXY broke below the roadmap line. I thought we might hang out here a little bit next time. If we break below that low, probably going on down. If we just bounce off of that and go back up, we're going to 108. 108, 109 area right up there where I put that oval. So watch for a move back above here or a breakdown below here at this point. Clean up some of these wire lines. So there you go. That's that big arrow right there. That target way back over there from months and months ago. Time is the hardest part of this. Target, beautiful. Right into the roadmap line though. Time to get long target. I would be careful. That went from being at the, down below the target to right up in the target. The target on target. That went from being right below the target up into the roadmap line. And that's right where we consolidated all summer. We're not getting above it. You can see that makes JT a little uneasy there. Not good. Now, if we can get above that, if we can do something where we come up here and we do a little retrace action, find some support back at the roadmap line, somewhere over in here. If we did something like that, that would be more bullish. If we got up out of here, started breaking above this consolidation zone, we could start talking about something better. But now look, isn't that funny? I'll draw that. That's basically where, draw that arrow. I didn't even know where that was because it was off the chart. And then we can start looking for something more bullish. So ACLX, nice pop there. Biotech though, biotech pharma, be careful. Those things can just go nuts. And FDA approvals, FDA denials. I mean, sound like a broken record, but it's really something I avoid. Like I don't put that card in my pocket before I knock it off on the floor and can't find it. MSTR, yeah, that was the retrace back to the 100. Like this is it, baby. This is it. Glanced off. Next move, if we do the pattern that we, I mean, that can be worth it. Buy some options out, I don't know, January, February, March. Give it a little time. Having an event coming up in April, probably. I mean, that's going to, the odds are we go from where we are, like 486 up to like 600. I mean, can't make them, I mean, shoot, just buy a couple shares, make 25% ish, 20% ish, 25%. GNRC, maybe turning the bottom up to the roadmap line. That is resistance. That's a lower high still. Caution is advised. We see them pop up to the roadmap line, but if they don't break above, they just, just kind of lose momentum, and then we can go lower low again. So be careful, all right? It's kind of what we saw here. Up. Nope. We didn't quite come down to the lower extension on that last move. That means we still could. PDD. Oh, reaching out for the target today, baby. 116, 121 above that. PANW. Still 274 versus 195. FNGU. It's working on it. Working on getting above that resistance. Sets the odds for 254, 289. Classic market roadmap bounce. This is a leveraged ETN. Be careful. Right there. OLED. $174. Looks like we're on the path. Baidu. And that could be a roadmap line bounce, but I mean, not roadmap. That's a measured bounce. Excuse me. Yeah, move up, retrace in a three-wave fashion right to the 618. But look how long that took. October to August. Actually, to March. Then March to November to retrace. That could take a while to pop. So unless you're willing to sit on some shares or something, be careful. It does have significant resistance right there where it's topped. 1, 2, well, even more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times resistance. If we can get through that though, nice potential upside on Baidu. ADI. Interesting. Move this over. Move this over. If we can get up through 184, looks like we're going to come up here to this 206 area I've been looking for, maybe 211 even. Pretty good there. DG, maybe turn the bottom. Maybe. I mean, that was pretty epically bad on that drop. I mean, that was talk about a dumpster fire. Look at those gaps. Gap. All the way down to where we consolidated in 2018. Could that be the bottom? Yeah. Watch for it to pull up, do a retrace, and then signal that it's going to be the bottom and not break down lower. Baba. Don't chase it yet. It's not a knife catch situation. Baba also looking a little rough. That one has a measured bounce setup also, just like Baidu. If this one, I need to see back above these highs right here. See these highs? Clear this off. Clear that one off. Clear this off. Clear this off. Clear that. It broke out of that channel. Broke down. Now we've got these 2 highs right there. And actually 3 highs and 4 highs. So that high, that high, that high, that high. That's a significant resistance point, all right? If we get above that, we could be looking for higher prices on Baidu. I mean, Baba. Excuse me, Baidu, Baba. And lowest low. We could be looking for 205, which it's getting closer to a 3x right there. Over a 2x. That could be pretty sweet. SPRC. Looks like hot garbage on the way down. CTLT. Also looks like garbage. Look, bounced off the roadmap line, went lower, bounced off the roadmap line, right back to the lows. It didn't finish it up with a lower low. That makes it not cool. Not cool in my book. Can it go lower? Yeah. JD, that one looks pretty awesomely horrible. Like roadmap line, extension lower, roadmap line, extension lower, roadmap line, extension lower. Until that proves to me that we're going up again, that can go lower. And China cooks the books on reporting numbers, so be careful. I don't think I know anybody that's bought anything off JD.com, so I ordered a bunch of stuff on AliExpress. Anyway, FUTU. Yeah, China's on sale right now, by the way. Singles Day was Saturday, and AliExpress has a sale going till the 18th, I guess, all week. Free shipping on a lot of items, guaranteed shipping by the week after Thanksgiving. I mean, pretty fair deal. FUTU, potential to go higher to 81.93. I know some people ride me about buying stuff from China, but I mean, hey, I'm a capitalist. I've only got so much money. That's why I'm not just buying Teslas for everybody. I'm not Oprah. All right. Maybe if you all invite like 200 or 300 of your friends and they watch the video every day, then, you know, we could talk about everybody getting a Tesla or something like that, but it's going to be a while before we get there. DEO, continuing to flush down the toilet. Support zone here, but it can go lower. Be careful. EL, the chat got really quiet, so I'm not even sure anybody's still here listening. EL looks like could be in the bottom zone. I didn't buy anything yet. What did I buy from AliExpress? I bought some lights, like outdoor lights for my house. They were $150 at Home Depot, and they were $30 on AliExpress. GLBE, that looks pretty horrible too. How low can she go? 0. Like that looks like a big 3-wave up. 1, 2, 3. That can get continuation lower. ALC. 1, 2, 3. That can go lower. Be careful there. AAP. Could this be the bottom? Might. When's the last time it touched the roadmap line? Back here in November, a year ago. Hadn't even tried since then. Might be due another roadmap line test. Then we'll see where we can go from there. That is one wicked drop. That's why I say when we start breaking below the roadmap line, be careful. Look at that. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Is this a lower high again? Not really mood. Well, mood lighting. Well, those lights are. I bought them. They're just like exterior lights that they have kind of a medieval look to them. I'll take a picture once we get them. But we'd also bought some LED strips to go in on the ceiling inside. You know, if you remember, if you've been watching me a while, I had LED lights behind me. They're in the floor. They could light up and be all colors, and I could change them. We're similar lights. WS 2811 or 2812Bs. I bought those in 60 LEDs per meter strips. 3 of those, also from AliExpress. They were amazingly cheap, like $10 a strip. 5 meters of LEDs with 60 LEDs per meter with fully addressable RGB, 65,000 colors, whatever it is. Maybe it's 21 million colors. Anyway, got me diverted. I bought those in power supplies. Those were like $10 a piece. Like, amazing. I was like, look it up on Amazon. It's like $60 or something like that. But forget that. Anyway, TGX, that's a lower high. Looks like it's going to come back to the roadmap line. DT, lower high. Be careful. While that didn't fill the gap. So it's got that gap resistance. If we can get above the gap, 58.62. Otherwise, we may come back and revisit one more time here. That's like the move up off S&P I was looking for. We might exhaust it, retrace before we can go higher. And INTA. 1, 2, 3, up. Can we go lower? Yeah, we can go lower. Be careful. Be careful. I was going to see if I had a picture of the light, but I don't. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't. I have the Home Depot light, but I don't have the... Yeah. They're not exactly the same. They're pretty... I'll take a picture when we get them. So, anyway. All right. They use an E27 bulb, which you look at those, they're like bigger bulbs. We're going to get some LED ones off Amazon because it's easy to return if you get bad ones versus AliExpress. Not as easy to return if you get bad ones. You don't just ship stuff back to China very easily. Anyway. Temu. I don't look at Temu, so. And it depends on what you're looking for. So I've heard a lot of people get garbage from Temu. I've never gotten a single thing that was garbage from AliExpress. But I tend to buy stuff like WS 2811Bs or whatever. So, and I bought from a seller that had a high reputation. So not getting crappy stuff. As one of my electrical engineering friends was like, you better make sure what you get. Like, all the lights work. So anyway. All right, bias for the day. Cautious. We may top out here. Would not surprise me to see a pullback. All right, please be careful. We're already showing a little lackluster reaction here. Getting a little bit of chop. Cautious on moving higher. I can see that volatility. Be careful here. If we get that pullback, could be filling out this shoulder over here. I don't know if it'll quite be that big. May get a little pullback into the end of the month. Next week, I'm not expecting a banger of a week. NVIDIA may cause some volatility, may support this move down. Be careful out there. All right, be careful. The account you save may be your own. We have one more day. I'll be live again tomorrow. One more day this week. In the last full day of trading. Our last full week of trading for November, right? Yeah. This week's U.S. Thanksgiving. So Thursday's off. Friday's a half day. The next week is 4 days in November, and then we start December. Holy moly. What the beep? Anyway. Here we go. Nice, Arthur. That's really awesome. Tesla having a good morning. Yeah. Nice move up overnight. Then it's retracing it all back off. So if you sold up there, good job. Great work. Great. Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Watch out for it. That gap fill can be resistance, so we could get a pullback. So, all right. NVIDIA just doing what it's doing. Has the target up there. If you want to see that, I went into it in depth last night. And during 30 Minutes of Awesome, you can go watch that video after this. I'll see you later. Bye for now. Come check me out in Discord if you got more questions.